Good Saturday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Johnny Lively here to do our Saturday and weekend show sponsored by HB Neal Construction. Here we are looking at the satellite and radar, really the last 6 hours, sponsored by Switch Electric. You can see that we're starting to get a lot of activity just east of Corpus. This is mainly into the Gulf, but we're starting to see some rain also moving further inland into parts of Houston, sneaking into College Station and parts of central Louisiana, but nothing going on here locally in Beaumont and Lake Charles as of right now. Now, this can pick up later today, but mainly overnight into tomorrow morning. Once that strong cold front moves into our region, that's likely when we're going to see possibly our best chance of rain moving into the region. Doesn't look like a cold front's here right now. It's not going to come in until Sunday morning, and you can tell it is awfully warm, nasty, humid, foggy. Once again, across the region, across the board, we are mainly into the 60s. That's anywhere from 10, 12, 13 degrees warmer than we were on Friday morning. That's because that Gulf moisture continues to flow into our region, bringing in those warmer temperatures thanks to our sponsor of Do Good Credit Union, showing us just how warm it is versus yesterday. Construction outdoor forecast sponsored by Modern Concrete Materials. Once again, it's not going to win an award for being a pretty day. Fog is going to stick around for a good while. Later on this afternoon and getting into the evening time hours, we can start seeing those passing showers. Possibly can have a couple isolated thunderstorms. The coverage isn't the greatest today, but it does pick up later on tonight, getting into early Sunday morning as that cold front moves into our region. This brings us to our rainfall outlooks. We know that today we can have that rain mainly overnight into early Sunday morning. Throughout the day on Sunday, by late Sunday morning into the afternoon hours, that drier and cooler air is just going to rush in, kicking out all that rain. We dry out Monday and Tuesday, and then another round comes in as we get into the middle to end of next week. We'll also warm up middle to end of next week. Talk about a roller coaster ride, right? Here's our future cast sponsored by Neutron Electrical Services. Let's put all this in motion. It is dense fog right now. Just a nasty, nasty day right now, right? Warm, muggy, humid, all of that and above. We can see that we're going to see some showers start moving in from the west. This is going to sneak into our region. Notice it's very isolated and scattered. Not everybody's going to get this rain. And then once we get into overnight tonight into early Sunday morning, that's when we see that line of showers, possibly some isolated thunderstorms sneaking into our region. So this will all start from the north. Cold front will start dragging the southward, getting into the I-10 corridor early Sunday morning, finally pushing offshore as we get into around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Notice by late Sunday morning, getting into the afternoon, all the clouds start pushing offshore with that strong cold front. Drier and cooler air is going to rush in pretty quickly throughout the day on Sunday, and this sets the stage for a pretty cold night coming up on Sunday morning, getting into Monday. We're talking about freezing temperatures. But let's talk about the rainfall totals that we're going to see. If you do get the rain, pretty much a majority of the region is going to stay under a half inch. But some isolated spots do have the potential of getting up to possibly 1 to 2 inches of rain. That seems pretty limited, but there is still the potential that some very isolated spots can get up to 1 to 2 inches of rain. But a good portion of the region will likely stay under a half an inch. And this is thanks to our sponsor of Do Good Credit Union. And again, big story is going to be Sunday night getting into Monday. Look how cold we're going to be. Majority of the region is pretty much going to be at freezing temperatures. But the further north that you go, that's where the hard freeze is going to be. Look at St. Augustine, 22 degrees coming up on Monday morning. Hemp Hill, 23. Woodville, Jasper, and Newton, all of these areas, this is going to be the hard freeze potential. So that's where you're probably going to do, the drips on our faucet to worry about all of our pipes. But the further south that you go, Beaumont, Orange, Winnie, sure, you're at freezing and slightly below, but I don't think this is going to be a big issue on hard freeze-wise. But if you are kind of worried about it, January and February is our coldest months, right? We're already in middle December. If you want to go ahead and start wrapping pipes and kind of get ready for the colder months and get ready for Monday, hey, go ahead and go for it. I'm just saying that the further south that you go, pipes should not be a big issue. It's actually going to be further to the north. But this is going to be the coldest temperatures we have had so far this season, no doubt about it. Look at the roller coaster ride we're going to go on. This is thanks to Switch Electric showing us that this is going to be pretty, look at this, mid-70s today, stuck in the 50s on Sunday, low 50s on Monday, and then here we are warming back up to 77 degrees as we get into Thursday, and then likely another cold front moves into our region on Friday. Here's the high temperatures we're going to see in the United States, sponsored by Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. You're starting to see that cold air is starting to usher further southeast. And again, remember, we're getting clipped by this. The coldest this is going to go is actually going to go towards Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia. All those areas are going to get very cold. So we're going to be on the edge of this. That's why this is a short-lived cold blast for us. But look at Minneapolis, 0 degrees right or later on today. No, thank you. I definitely like my slightly warmer weather. And again, here we are with our high temperatures today. We're mainly going to get into the low to mid 70s, just a mild, muggy day. And we can have those passing showers, possibly some isolated thunderstorms, but that coverage will pick up later overnight tonight as that strong cold front approaches our region, starts pushing through by Sunday morning. And overnight tonight, notice you can see the areas further to north, they're going to be colder because the cold front's going to approach them faster. So St. Augustine tonight going to be at 39 degrees. Further south, you'll be stuck into the 60s, but all that changes pretty quickly throughout the day on Sunday. Here we are with our 7-day forecast for Southeast Texas. Rain throughout the day today is possible. Not going to be a complete washout, it's just isolated to scattered, but that coverage does pick up later on tonight, getting into early Sunday as that line of showers, possibly some isolated thunderstorms, move into our region as that strong cold front moves through. Throughout the day on Sunday, drier and cooler air. Look at the temperatures on Monday morning, 30 degrees, stuck into the low 50s on Monday, and then we start warming back up as we get into the middle to the end of next week. Cold front number 2 likely on the way as we get into Friday. Same thing for Southwest Louisiana, isolated to scattered showers possible later on this afternoon, mainly overnight into early Sunday mornings when we have our best round, and then cold air rushes in throughout the day on Sunday, especially going to be cold Monday morning. Hard freeze is going to be likely for our northern counties just north of the I-10 corridor, and then we go back on that roller coaster ride warming up. I know that we don't like really looking too far on forecasts because, we take it with a grain of salt. Accuracy kind of goes down, especially after 7 to 10 days. But if we continue to look at really all the ensemble models, not just one model, well, it looks like a high-pressure ridge is going to be setting up in a good portion of our region. Really, a good portion of the United States could be pretty warm leading up to the week of Christmas. Now, maybe we get a cold front on Christmas Day, but as of right now, it does look pretty warm and pretty mild and probably pretty humid on Christmas. Now, hopefully things change, but as of right now, if we look at the temperature outlook for Christmas, it is definitely not looking like a cold one. Maybe things change, but as of right now, it looks pretty warm. If you haven't yet, please go download the Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. This is a wonderful time to go do it. You'll get all the notifications, what time the showers, storms, all of that is moving in and out of our region, especially overnight tonight, and it will keep you updated, the hourly forecast on how cold it will be the next 12 to 24 hours, especially coming up on Monday morning. So please go download the Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. It is free. Y'all have a good Saturday. Good seeing y'all. I will see y'all again on Monday morning. Our next video update will be Sunday evening with Mr. Lucas Boswick, and he will be talking about that cold air that's going to be ushering in Sunday throughout the day on Sunday coming into Monday morning. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay warm on Monday.